As you guys are well aware, Jenelle Evans lost out bigly in her divorce from David Eason. That man made out like the bandit that he is, while Janelle was left with a whole bunch of debt, both to David and to her banks for her mortgage, right? And so she is speaking out about that terrible settlement that she had in an exclusive interview with Us Weekly magazine. So she told them, and I quote, "Unfortunately, North Carolina is a 50-50 state, and even though I paid for the majority of our assets, they had to be divided regardless. I don't think a lot of people put that into perspective when getting married, and they definitely should. Prenup should be more accepted into society, in my opinion. Baby, everybody told you not to marry this man. You knew you were a grown-ass woman when you married this man, knowing that he was a deadbeat, knowing that he didn't want to work, knowing that he had children he didn't have custody of or didn't take care of, right? Knowing that he wanted to live off of you. So how do you go marry this man that everybody told you not to freaking marry? Your mom said not to marry him. Your mom said this was the worst guy you've ever freaking dated, right? And you still go ahead and do it anyway. And you come back trying to preach to us. We were trying to preach to you. What are you talking about, right? So she continued on to say, even though I was left with some debt, I hope everyone can learn from my mistakes and life lessons once again. I'm happy to close this chapter for good. Listen, thank God the majority of people are not foolish enough to put themselves in the sort of positions that she is consistently putting herself in, right? It's truly mind-blowing. I do not understand it. Why did she have to go and marry this man? And again, it's like I said in yesterday's episode of the show, even though David did not contribute financially to the house, he did contribute in terms of childcare. Was it abusive childcare? Yeah, absolutely. But he was the primary person looking after those children, right? So even though the law is very flawed and everything, like that counts for something to them, even if this guy is facing charges for allegedly strangling his ex-stepson and whatnot, like they look at that, right, as a contribution and as if he put his career on hold to be there to look after the children, right? So ordinarily in a regular relationship, right, where a mother or a father as a healthy person is staying at home to primarily look after the kids, like I'm all for these things being split equally in those kinds of cases. However, with David Eason, that guy, oof. Oh, I would be so pissed having to give him anything. Right. And so anyway, she continued on in her interview with Us magazine, saying his attitude that he had, putting everyone in a bad mood all the time, is something that she will not miss about him. Everyone was walking on eggshells. And I'm like, I don't have to live like this. And I don't have to stay together just because we have kids. It took a little time to get used to, but now I'm enjoying my alone time. I'm feeling great because I'm taking time to heal for myself and taking this time to be alone. Baby girl, you were just talking yesterday about how you were on a date. You sent your kids to their first day of school in dirty clothes, unfitted clothes, right? And then when they came back from school, instead of talking to them about how their whole school day went and everything, you were out on a date and you were on the Facebook telling us all about it. So for you to be here in a magazine interview, talk about, oh, like, I'm this independent woman, I'm living my life on my own for now, like blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, we all know that you just posted the other day that you were on a date after you sent those kids to school looking like that. That's crazy. That's crazy. This is what I mean. The girl will never, ever change. Every single one of her boyfriends is going to be on the same level. The David, Nathan, Gary, Cortland, Kiefer level. Because she refuses to change. She refuses to grow up. She refuses to self-reflect. And she refuses to change her own patterns. It's not possible to attract somebody on a higher level, right, if you're not willing to change some things about yourself. Just saying. God, Janelle, what is it like? I just can't. Absolutely freaking not. Anyway, let me go back and see what you guys had to say about this story. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. So I'm going back to the Oscar thing. So apparently Beyonce does not have an Oscar. The Black is King win was for a Grammy. So now she's got the Emmy. She's got the Grammy. and she needs the Oscar and the Tony in order to be an EGOT winner. So thank you, Jaleesa and Amelia. Carly says Gogo could be lying to me, but don't come at me. And thank you, Curly, as well. I'm glad we we solved that mystery. So let's see what you guys had to say, okay, you guys, about the entire Janelle story. So how long do you guys give it until Janelle is engaged to her next soulmate? I'm telling you, Tyrell, she really is that girl. Like, she is iconic. When he says, if she didn't like it, why did she agree? She's also lying. North Carolina is not a 50-50. And that is the thing. Thanks for pointing it out. That's something we talked about in yesterday's episode of the show, how North Carolina is not particularly a 50-50, but they do try to be as equitable as possible. And this is not something that the judge just handed down to them. They were in mediation. They did not take it to trial. This is something that she accepted, which makes you wonder why exactly that is. Was she afraid of certain information about her leaking to the press? Because throughout this process, there were things about David leaked to the press, right? Before he had his legal team and while he was still scrambling to get representation. But perhaps when he was, finally equipped with proper representation, she started scrambling and getting scared and said, give him whatever he wants because I don't want certain things about me to come out. That's always a possibility, right? The last Targaryen says, I don't believe even one of the teen moms ended up with a man who doesn't use them. Some are just nicer about it than others. And I agree. Listen, they saw an opportunity. These men saw an opportunity with these, these ladies, low self-esteem, young single moms and whatnot. And, people like Taylor, a lot of people forget Taylor, his first 2 seasons, I think, of the show, he was so obnoxious. He was extremely obnoxious about how he was so happy to be on camera. Like, you have to go back and rewatch those seasons. Like, it was weird. It was annoying. Like, he even on camera was trying to get Macy's like gaudy engagement ring for free. He's like, yeah, like, what if we do like a promo on the show? Sir, Michelle says, today's my husband's birthday and our anniversary is Friday. Happy birthday to your hubby, Michelle. And I hope you guys have a great time celebrating his birthday and you guys' anniversary as well. August is for lovers, it looks like, isn't it? Paprika says, no prenups. If you can't trust someone, do not get married. Oof. But it's so tough. Like, people change so much. I don't know. I think I would like a prenup. I'm sorry, Paprika. I think I would like a prenup. I think they're so safe because you really never know what's going to happen in life, right? And you can trust somebody while you're getting a prenup. I don't know, but you know what? Everybody's different. I get your perspective too. I really do. But I don't know. I think I would like to be safe. Ali says, I only have a horse and a car and I would still get a prenup, right? Like, it can protect you. You really, really never know someone for real until you're divorcing them or until like something bad has happened, right? And not everybody's going to be the same nice lovey-dovey person that they once were once assets are on the line. Mocha says, Janelle, that's what you get for supporting a man but not supporting your son, Jace. Remember him. You deserve it, period. I will never, ever feel sorry for Jenelle Deadbeat Evans when it comes to this divorce situation. I'm happy that David took her to the cleaners. It was obvious from the very, very beginning. Every single person warned her, yet she decided that she wanted to go ahead and go through with this anyway. Tyrell says, on my TV, it shows what you're going to talk about next, using my phone for comments and TV to see your beautiful face. Oh, I love that it's doing that. Thanks, Tyrell. That's a new thing that I started doing as of yesterday. So it's that little ticker that you see on the bottom of the screen. And then I also got this graphic that I make every morning as well before the show to give you guys a little bit of like a menu of what's to come next. So I'm happy that it's showing up well, Tyrell. Thank you so much for the update on that. So listen, y'all, it looks like Janelle is ready to put this behind her. Remember, Janelle makes good money, y'all. She does, right? On OnlyFans, she is making good money. She says she makes something like 30 to 40K per month off of that. And then she's got other streams of income as well. So like, it sounds like a lot, but for her, and I think her living expenses are relatively low, like she's going to be all right. Right. Good morning. Oh my God. Not that nonsense. Nice to see you. Boo. Hold My Foot Joe says, when I saw what David got in the divorce, I laughed so hard, not because I think he deserves those items, but because I think Janelle deserves some consequences. Shrug. Sorry. Listen, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. Like, she should have made better decisions. She should have listened to people, right? When people were telling her not to go for this guy, like the red flags were glaring, waving in her face. Good morning, Money Swipers. Nice to see you. Mocha Madness says, the thing is, David is not the first guy she was financially supporting, so she can't teach us nothing. This should be her lesson. Exactly. And he still not going to be the last. One thing about Janelle is she's always going to be tricking off on a deadbeat man. So stay tuned. She already announced that she was on a date just the other day. So, maybe this is the next lucky guy who's going to get some money off of her. And we already found out that other guy that she was dating after David, August, she was paying things for him too. She was putting loans in her name for him. So she hasn't learned her lesson. So for her to be sitting there saying, oh, I hope people learn from my mistakes and my lessons. Girl, when are you going to learn from your mistakes and your lessons? You've been doing this for over 15 years. Grow up, make better decisions, get your ass in therapy, and turn your life around. You've got 3 children who are counting on you to make better decisions for them moving forward.